Hello guys and welcome back to Movie Talk. Today I have a video and it's basically going to be everything we know about The Hobbit, the Battle of the Five Armies, or The Hobbit 3 as I like to call it in the title. The OneRing.net, as I spoke about in previous episodes, have released a Hobbit 3 fact sheet, basically saying everything they know about the film. So I'm going to go through it here today with you guys. So start off here, we have the official synopsis. I can't pronounce it. I really can't. I apologise, guys. Every time I start recording and when I'm reading articles out, my mind just is too focused on the speaking, so I get messed up. Apologise for that. But anyway, here we go. We'll skip the first bit. The Hobbit, the Battle of Five Armies shows the epic finale of the adventure of Bilbo. It says Butelin there, but it actually means Baggins. I think it's German or French for Baggins. Thorin Oakenshield and the dwarves. When the companions reclaim their home from the dragon Smaug, they accidentally unleash a devastating power. The furious Smaug spits his fiery wrath onto the defenceless men, women and children of Lake Town. Now we know all this, as in the end of the second one, he is flying over to Lake Town, obviously to destroy them. He's going to show them revenge, as he says in the film. Thorin is obsessed with his urge to protect the reclaimed treasure, and even risks friendship and honour for it, while Bilbo desperately tries to bring him back to his senses. Soon the Hobbit has to make a very dicey decision, which is, I believe, stealing the Arkenstone. However, even greater dangers lie ahead for the companions, as only the wizard Gandalf realises that the great enemy Sauron has set his orc legions in motion in order to surprisingly attack the Lonely Mountain. Now we also saw this at the end of the second one, where Gandalf is trapped in that cage in Dol Guldur, and he sees the armies marching out. When the conflict escalates and the darkness descends, the people of dwarves, elves and men stand before the choice either to fight together or fall. In the Battle of Five Armies, Bilbo risks his life for the sake of his friends. The future of Middle-earth is at risk. I hate it when they put words in like epochal. I think it means epical, but they could have just put epic, you know. The returning cast and the full list of cast names. The returning cast is Ian McKellen, who reprises his role as Gandalf the Grey. Martin Freeman portrays the titular character Bilbo Butelin. Baggins, do you know what? Just someone kill me. As Thorin Oakenshield, okay, that's definitely German, is Richard Armitage. The international cast includes Evangeline Lilly, who plays Tauriel, Lee Pace, who plays Thranduil, Luke Evans, who plays Bard the Bowman, Benedict Cumberbatch, who plays the Necromancer / Smaug, Ken Scott, who plays Balin, James Nesbitt, who plays Bofur, and Kate Blanchett, who plays Galadriel. Also Ian Holm, who plays the old Bilbo, Christopher Lee, who plays Saruman, Hugo Weaving, who plays Elrond, and Orlando Bloom as Legolas. Full list of named actors: Ian McKellen, Martin Freeman, Richard Armitage, Evangeline Lilly, Lee Pace, Luke Evans, Benedict Cumberbatch, Ken Stott, James Nesbitt, Kate Blanchett, Ian Holm, Christopher Lee, Hugo Weaving, Orlando Bloom, John Bell, Manu Bennett, Jed Brophy, Adam Brown, John Callan, Billy Connolly, who plays Dane, by the way, Dane Ironfoot, who is a new character in the third one, Stephen Fry, the Master of Lake Town, Ryan Cage, who I believe is the little snitching guy who likes to pee Bard off, Mark Hadlow, Peter Hambleton, Stephen Hunter, William Kircher, Sylvester McCoy, who plays Radagast, Graham McTavish, who plays Dwalin, Dino Gorman, who plays Philly, and Michael Persbrandt, I don't know, who plays Beorn, and Aidan Turner, who plays Killy. Something interesting about Michael as well, he actually has apparently been put in jail for buying cocaine, so I actually hope they've filmed all his scenes. Anyway, moving down here, we have this image which was released by God knows who, but it's the only image that we have from the third Hobbit film. As you can see here, we have Bard speaking to Legolas, and it looks like they're out in some sort of wilderness which is away from Lake Town, so I believe this is after the attack. As you can see, there's some tents in the background and all the men are like walking around. so I believe it could be after that. Next we have the deathbed words of Thorin Oakenshield. Thorin's death scene has been filmed. Richard Armitage has alluded to the scene on a few occasions, including during this interview with the OneRing.net. One of the people from the OneRing.net have said, "With all that you bring to Thorin, people, especially those who don't know what's coming, will be devastated in film 3. Richard Armitage has said, "If they haven't read the book, I know, with gleeful excitement, oh, it's so good. I can't even begin to tell you. It's so good. The way that's structured. I know we're not supposed to talk about it, but it's at every level it surpassed my expectation." And that really excites me because it just shows even one of the actors who's in the film is amazed by the final battle, which is what everyone's excited for. Just saying here that Bilbo he was asking for Bilbo's forgiveness when he's on his deathbed, which is sad. We will have to see Thorin die. Next bit is another interesting bit. What is Saruman up to? Christopher Lee confirmed in his 2013 Christmas video that his role in the final Hobbit film is most substantial of the trilogy, which means he's going to have a more important part in the film as he becomes an enemy in the third film. He says there's a lot of me in the film. There's a tremendous amount of fighting, swordplay, understanding, sympathy, kindness towards Galadriel, towards Gandalf. I'm not saying any more because that would give away the story, but it's the third film in which I have the most to do. So that's Saruman in a whole. He's going to have a bigger part as he comes to power. Moving down here is Dane Ironfoot and the War Pigs, which I'm looking forward to. I didn't know about these. I'll just read out some of the things he said here. He has a war to fight, elves to kill, orcs to maim. He says, I arrive riding a wild pig, which is, excuse me, amazing. He says he's covered in armour. It's like wearing a Volkswagen. He says he hates Killy, the bastards, especially elves. He just hates elves. Anyway, here's a picture that someone has drew for the Battle of the Five Armies. And yeah, it's epic. We see Dane Ironfoot riding one of the war pigs, which is what we may see in the third film. Something about Smaug here. Yeah, we've already seen all this. But yeah, as you can see here, Smaug, the lake time killing machine. There was an interview with someone from IGN. He was interviewing Weta Digital, and he said that Smaug will be a killing machine in the Battle of the Five Armies. Something here that says Gandalf receives Radagast's staff. I spent a lot of time at the Weta booth, so I thought I would ask them if they would be producing another staff for Gandalf, since this was destroyed by Sauron in the second film. That was during the Sauron versus Gandalf fight. They told me a theory by some fans was correct. The staff that Gandalf has in Moria is in fact Radagast's staff. They told me that Gandalf will get Radagast's staff at some point during the third Hobbit movie, which is good. It's good to see Gandalf with a different staff, I guess. It won't be amazing, but I want to see how that works and why he gives him his staff. Yeah, Bard's rooftop fight battle with Smaug. Our first glimpse of Bard rooftop battle with Smaug came via the San Diego Comic-Con showreel that Peter Jackson personally unveiled in July 2012. One of the guys said, "I love seeing him jump from the burning rooftops after Smaug. He reminded me a little of Will Turner, hence the high hotness level." So that's basically saying Bard is jumping around on rooftops when he's killing Smaug. It was great to finally see Luke, who plays Bard, in a costume, and then up on the rooftop he went in a harness, running and jumping from rooftop to rooftop, all while it was burning. Seems he had him doing dragon fighting sequence on his very first day of filming. Talk about trial by fire. So yeah, he's already filmed his jumping around on rooftop killing Smaug scenes. I'll put a link in the description as well to a video that has loads of scenes and images from the third film. It's a really good image. Yeah, as you can see on screen here, These are some of the things that are in that video. Leaf-armoured Mirkwood elves forming a protective wall. Legolas riding somewhere with Tariel. Lake Town of fire while Bard scurries through the streets and scrambles over rooftops with a bow in hand. Gandalf and Bilbo with elves in Dale, and dialogue spoken to McKellen by Peter Jackson. They're sweeping in from the north, is actually what he says in the video. So it's basically where Gandalf comes in and tells them, I believe. Gandalf, Thranduil, and other elves fighting heavily armoured figures in Dale that look like orcs we saw leaving Dol Guldur fighting during Desolation of Smaug. Legolas and Tariel meeting with Gandalf in Dale. Bane, son of Bard, fighting with a sword and shield. An unarmed Alfred in the wilderness somewhere, flanked by fellow Lake Towners who are armed with swords and spears, probably running from Lake Town. And Thorin in a death grip with someone, probably Azog. Bilbo becomes very brave in the last battle. Although he doesn't have a huge courage, he does become, particularly in the very last battle, very brave. And then, as we know, Bilbo returns to Bag End. And that's it for now. That's everything on this article. So that's everything that they know and I know about the third Hobbit film. It's basically everything all in one that we've learned over the past few days, and hopefully the trailer will come soon so we can learn a lot more. Yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you are excited for the Hobbit trailer, and tell me anything else you know about the third Hobbit film, and tell me where you got that information from in the comments below. And on that note, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.